XRP is one of the most popular cryptocurrencies right now, and to be honest, I get it. It's very fun and exciting. It has exploded in price over the last couple years, and it does have its purpose. However, having a good investment is not the same as having a long-term wealth strategy. So, today I'm going to go over some misconceptions about XRP, both on its own and in relation to Bitcoin. But before I do, welcome to Black to Bitcoin, where I explore the wealth gap and how to build generational wealth in the Black community. So if you are interested in topics about the Black experience, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and share with anyone you think would need it. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start with a general, very quick explanation of XRP. And that is that it is a bridge for financial systems and transferring the funds. So an example would be converting the US dollar to the euro. And it can be done with a very low fee. And this is the argument for why it is such a great cryptocurrency. And I'm not really disputing that. It's more so what people think that entails. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that. And I have my list per usual. Okay? So the first one that people say is that Bitcoin and XRP are the same, but XRP is faster, which makes it better. And this is a completely ridiculous argument because they're not the same thing. XRP is a bridge between currencies, and Bitcoin is actual money. So you're talking about an actual currency. So the speed has nothing to do with anything. So that argument is completely debunked. The next one is that XRP is going to replace banks. This absolutely is not true because the whole point of XRP is to work with banks. And that's why banks are adopting it, because it's the point. So it's not going to replace banks, and a lot of people do think that, and that is not true. Now, Bitcoin, on the other hand, Bitcoin is expected to replace something, and that's the US dollar. So there is a replacement case for Bitcoin. All right. The next one, and this is the biggest problem with XRP, to be honest, and what makes it, to me, a stock or regular investment instead of like Bitcoin, is that it's not decentralized. You have to trust to hold XRP. And the whole point of Bitcoin is that you don't have to trust anybody. It's completely transparent. Everybody knows what everybody else is doing, and you can't interfere. XRP is actually owned by a company called Ripple. They pretty much control it. So if they wanted to pull the rug and take everybody's XRP, I mean, they kind of, okay, let me not say it that way. If they wanted to completely destroy XRP, they could do that. I'm not going to say they could just take it directly, but they have power when it comes to XRP, and they hold the most of it. So that is a problem, and it's not decentralized, so that's the issue. Okay, and the biggest issue is basically, and this is just me going on a tangent, it is like a stock, because when you invest in a stock, even though it might be lucrative, you may have gotten into Apple back in the day, you would be rich by now, but the point is you would have had to trust that Apple would get to where it's going, and you would have had to trust in the shareholders and the company to do what it needed to do to get there. Now, sometimes you win with that and sometimes you lose, but the point is that XRP is kind of doing the same thing, because you actually have to trust somebody to take it to where it's supposed to be. And if they do take it to where it's supposed to be, it can be a very, very good investment. I said it. I will admit that, okay? All right. And then the next one would be that bank adoption automatically means that the price is going to soar. And this just isn't true. Adoption does not guarantee anything. And that goes for Bitcoin as well. It's a good sign, okay? It's a good sign, but there is no guarantee. And people, they keep saying that because XRP is being adopted by all these banks, that's going to make it lucrative and it's going to explode. Maybe, maybe not, but it's not a guarantee. Okay? And then the last one that is really, really funny is that people will say things like, you know, XRP is going to go to thousands of dollars. That's not happening, y'all. The market cap would have to be so high, and you can go look up market cap. I'm not going into all that. But basically, the market cap would have to be so high for that to be possible. And pretty much if XRP can get to $1,000, that means that the system really, 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 really has collapsed. So don't believe those things. If you see something that says it's going to 10x, you know, go from what it is to maybe like, you know, I don't know. Right now, while I'm making this video, I think XRP is like $1.50. Okay. Saying that, that's another thing. Because it's $1.50 does not mean it's a better investment. I'm happy that I just thought about that, because that is one thing that people get too excited about. They see that it is $1.50 and they think that means that they are going to make more money off of it, or that they're in earlier than they are when it comes to Bitcoin. And that is absolutely not the truth. You're really early to Bitcoin and you should be on the Bitcoin boat. Okay, XRP, you're early, but don't let that $1.50 versus 75,000 make you think that they're so far apart. Okay, and I don't even know the last point I was making before I went on that tangent, but the tangent was worth it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about the market cap. Basically, it ain't gonna happen. Okay, it's not happening. No XRP to thousands of dollars. All right, so that is my quick debunking of XRP misconceptions. I will say this. I am not anti-XRP. And full disclosure, I have some XRP. But let me tell you, I look at it differently. I literally look at it like a stock. And even more so, I look at stocks and XRP or anything like it as playing in the casino. I am gambling. I am basically, anything can happen. And yes, I know anything can happen with Bitcoin, but I'm more so gambling because I am having to trust other people to keep my money safe and to make sure my money grows. Okay? At least with Bitcoin, I don't have to trust somebody. I can just, have faith in it. I know that if it works, if it doesn't work, whatever, it wasn't because I put my trust into somebody that probably doesn't have my best interest at heart. And that is another rant. But that is the difference, is that Bitcoin, in the end, is very likely to replace the dollar. And because of that, it is a completely on a whole new level of wealth. And Black people, we need to get on it. That's the only way we are going to build generational wealth and to lower that gap. Okay? So that's all I have to say for this. Hope you're having a great day. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, keep stacking those coins, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.